Up to my third year in college, I spent most of the time remembering facts from teachers or textbooks. I was always targeting good exam scores, what was in the textbooks, and what was asked on the exams. Nothing was more important. Some scientific topics captured my imagination, but I had no idea how science knowledge mattered in my real life. When I was studying abroad, I encountered a laboratory where new knowledge was created and was yet to be in a textbook. And it hit me that all science knowledge in textbooks is from scientists who have studied the real world. My research is on one kind of zooplankton, flagellate. They are so small that they can be only observed under a microscope. Usually, flagellates eat bacteria, but this one is very special. They eat phytoplankton. If you want to observe how the flagellates eat their food, you have to cultivate thousands of them. It took me almost 1 year to be able to cultivate enough flagellates. To be honest, I failed many times. I had no idea how to take care of them. As stated, they are very small. And as much as I talked to them, I could never know what they were thinking. But I was amazed to observe the tiny creature open its mouth and swallow its food with its whole body. This video was taken by my senior from the same laboratory. You can see this one single cell flagellate is stretching its body little by little, and soon it will swallow all the food. They all have very good appetite, and they never stop eating. Later, you will see another guy with food in its body will pass by. Oops, here it comes. What I saw confirmed what I learned in school. Zooplankton eat phytoplankton, and all the plankton are essential to fish and other marine animals. They form the base of the marine ecosystem. I conducted research for 2 years to understand a very small part of the Earth's complicated ecosystem. I witnessed the existence of the ecosystem, which motivated me to think of the importance of protecting the environment and thus of the impact of human activities. Such connection between knowledge and the real world rocked me and influenced my career choice and my worldview. I chose to work in a science museum, and I dedicated myself to learn many ways to help people to discover a personal relationship to science. I believe that once that connection is built, people will link the real world with school or books or television learned knowledge. Then, each person helped can determine positive actions to be taken to protect and sustain this planet of life. So today, I will tell you something you thought you already knew or learned from a science textbook, but you may have never connected them to your real life. Birds. We've learned birds are important. They eat worms and disperse seeds, but bird numbers are decreasing. Why? Human activities. Humans must protect birds. Such conclusion is come from scientists who have studied the real world. But just saying that produces almost no strong connections to birds. When I was working on the project introducing birds, I was lucky to meet with a very well-known bird scientist in Japan. His name is Hiroyoshi Higuchi, a professor of Tokyo University. I also read his books. To my surprise, the worldview he conveyed to me about birds was tender and romantic, very different from cold and dispersonal science knowledge I've learned from school. He tracked 4 birds' journey in 2012. Each bird had a transmitter that tracked location by satellite. He said he enjoyed imagining possible flying routes and waited with excited anticipation. He was also worried he may receive nothing. If you were the bird scientist, let's imagine what kinds of danger the birds would encounter. Well, there are many dangers for birds. Bad weather conditions, environmental pollution, decreasing habitats and food, or high risks of being killed by hunters. Receiving location messages delighted him and his staff. Well, the 4 birds were very lucky. After 2 months flying over 13,000 kilometers, they succeeded in arriving at their winter home. These are his results. Each color means 1 bird's flying route. The 4 birds flew over Japan, China, Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, Myanmar, Malaysia, and Indonesia. They visited some of Earth's most beautiful places. They had no passport and needed a hotel. We all know creatures are important to sustain Earth's ecosystem. Migratory birds play an important role to every site they encounter. If one area environment is destroyed, the environment of another will also have the risk of being destroyed. For example, if a rainforest in Southeastern Asia is destroyed, the birds that would normally winter there may die. When the remaining birds return to Japan, Japan's local environment might be destroyed because of too few birds to sustain its forest ecosystem. Therefore, birds connect the world and are examples of the indivisibility of the Earth's ecosystem. Please imagine that hundreds of millions of migratory birds fly a very long journey between south and north of Earth every year. They don't belong to any country, but connect to almost every country's environment. The thing in your head must be very beautiful and magnificent. This is the data published by a famous scientific magazine in Science in 2015. The area in white offers poor protection for birds. For migratory birds, protection in only one area is all too little. International protection and communication is essential. Birds can be observed everywhere. The next time you look to the sky and see birds flying, I hope this bird story from a scientist's view will help you connect you and your knowledge to the real world and improve your personal relationship to this amazing planet of life. Another seemingly mystery topic is DNA. From school, we've learned a little bit about DNA and how its sequence decides your looks and your body. But why does it matter to each of you right now? Currently, there are an ever-increasing number of diseases that can read humans' DNA. But I have a question. Would you like to know your DNA sequence? Would you like to know? If so, please raise your hand to show me your answer. Oh, quite many, thank you. Well, here's a good reason for you to know your DNA. For example, if you get a cold, you will take the same drugs as everyone else. But everyone else is different. Some get better, some don't. And the drug side effects are different for each person. In the near future, drugstores will give you customized types of medicine due to your personal DNA. This technology can make sure the medicine is appropriate and the side effects are at a minimum. Well, after hearing its benefit for curing diseases, I would like to ask you one more time. Would you like to know your DNA sequence? Please raise your hand to show me your answers. Thank you. Many of you raised your hand. Now you are connecting your knowledge to the real world. But reading your DNA may also bring you trouble. When your DNA tells you that you are predisposed to a disease, a long-term gradual disease that affects your daily life with no medical cure, would you regret reading your DNA? There's another problem. Maybe when you find a marriage partner, you may be required to share your DNA to check if you are a healthy partner or that your offspring will be smart and attractive. What happens if you fall in love but your DNA is a bad match? This technology may forever change ways of finding a marriage partner. DNA is our personal information. But how to take care and store your DNA data is yet another problem. It will be difficult to keep your DNA a secret because a piece of hair dropped on the ground can betray you. The technology is called genetic testing. It will come into your life soon. Are you ready? I suggest you talk with your family or friends about the DNA technology after today's conference. There are no wrong or right answers, but we must start this dialogue. When you consider science as a tool, the way you choose to use it impacts the happiness you are pursuing. At this point, science is really close to our life, not that far away or complicated. And when you start to think how science influences your life or how to use science for your happiness, you are connecting your knowledge to the real world and creating your future. You've listened to 3 science topics that may have created fresh perspectives. Your knowledge meets the real world. I hope I succeeded in building a connection between you and the science, and then making you feel that such connection is very powerful to change your worldviews little by little. There are many ways to help you connect your knowledge to the real world. It may be a personal experience, a talk from a scientist, a visit to a museum, or an outdoor activity. Try something new, a way that truly resonates with you. Together, we can sustain this wondrous planet of life. Thank you.